Hey guys, it's Danielle with Danielle Gets It Done. My son has sensory issues and ADHD, and today I'm talking about dealing with teachers.
Gonna love you, honey, on and on and on. I'm a morning dove singing out a song.
This is a collab with Tanya from Project Happy Home. I will link her video below. She actually homeschools her children, so I think she's talking more about dealing with coaches, mentors, babysitters, other adults who help care for your child. We are starting kindergarten in just a few days. I'm so excited for this huge milestone. And my sister-in-law is a kindergarten teacher, and she has been such a great resource for me for the past, I don't know how long we've been dealing with this stuff, 4 years. Kind of helped give me new ideas and kind of helped me navigate talking to his daycare providers and preschool teachers. And she's been such a wonderful resource, so I asked her a couple questions about how to navigate this new relationship with James's new kindergarten teacher. And I thought I would share with you what she told me. So she has been a kindergarten teacher for 9 years. I so wish she taught in our district, but it's a different school district. And she's worked with a lot of kids just like James. So ADHD, SPD, anxiety, autism spectrum disorder, EBD, emotional behavior disorder, and developmental delays in general. So she has a ton of experience, and talking with her these past years has just given me so much faith in school teachers because she's so flexible and willing to work with each child, and it just reminds me that we have the same goal. We as parents want our child to succeed, and our teachers want our children to succeed as well. The obvious difference is we primarily or only care about our child. That's our number one goal, and the teacher has to look out for the whole class. But at the end of the day, we want every kid to be able to learn successfully. So I asked Marissa what her process kind of is when she notices a child is struggling in the classroom, and I thought her answers could be helpful to us parents in general. And the first thing she does is kind of just observe, and she understands, which is also really refreshing, that most kids when they act out aren't doing it to be mean or naughty. Like there's a trigger and they're trying to communicate something and they're struggling. So she first observes and looks for patterns to kind of figure out what's triggering the child. Maybe it's a certain time of the day, maybe it's a transition, maybe it's right after lunch or right before lunch, so that she can figure out the triggers to kind of do some detective work to figure out the causes and then hopefully learn how to prevent the behavior. And then if she needs more help or feels like she has questions, she'll reach out to the parents. And then on that note, I asked her if she likes when parents reach out to her with their children or if it's too much, and because I can see how they would appreciate a parent's advice for their own children, but I can also see where it could be a little overboard, if you know what I mean. And she said she loves collabing with parents, that parents are the child's best advocate and they know what's best for the children. So she definitely likes when parents reach out to say, X, Y, and Z work really well and A, B, and C do not work really well, to give the teacher different tips, tricks, and ideas of what's been successful in the past. She did say that she hopes parents realize that, as I mentioned before, the teacher has 20 plus kids to worry about, so not everything that the parent suggests can logistically be put into a classroom setting. And then B, just because something works at home doesn't always mean it will translate to the classroom. They are just two totally different environments. So I think, and this is just me talking, I think there needs to be hopefully a common trust that the parent knows what's best at home and the teacher hopefully knows what's best for his or her classroom. Some advice that she gave for a new kindergarten mom or dad is to open the line of communication from the very beginning and again, realize that you are on the same team trying to help your child be successful. Tell the teacher the best way that he or she can reach you. And the teacher will also probably open to schedule an extra meeting or conference if an in-person conversation would be better. She said it's really good to open these lines of communications in the beginning and to try different things out in the beginning, because it's so much easier to kind of fix issues or implement new things in the classroom at the beginning of the year rather than struggle all the way like through the middle of the year and then try something new. So it's good to start off on the best foot. She has such great ideas for different situations. You know, if your child seems to be having trouble during transitions, and if she thinks the child might be like having sensory overload, she will implement sensory breaks for that child. So they'll get a little break, maybe with some fidgets, before moving on to the next part of the day. If they struggle with transitions, maybe the teacher has a visual timer that he or she can use so that the child kind of has a warning and can see the time go down and they know how much time they have left on a given task. And visuals just in general are really great for kids with these issues. So visual schedules and things like that, I know that she puts in her classroom, and those have been really helpful for James. If your child has sensory issues and has certain fidgets that he or she likes, ask the teacher if you can provide them. One of James's school had a special bin just for him with a blanket that gave him comfort and some sensory toys and fidgets. And so if he needed a break, he just went right to his bin and was able to calm down. And that was so awesome that they were willing to work with me to do that. Maybe you could pack extra clothing if your child is kind of bothered by tags or itchy clothing. If they are triggered by hunger, maybe you could ask if you could pack some extra snacks for your child. Just so many ideas. And again, it's just been a breath of fresh air for me, because I think sometimes I worry that the teacher will be really inflexible. Maybe it's because that's how they were when I was growing up. Like, this is how you learn. You sit here, you raise your hand, we're doing math, and then we're moving on to reading. And it seems, at least she is willing to kind of meet the child and to acknowledge that not all children learn the same way. And so to kind of meet the child where they are, if it's appropriate, if it's doable in the classroom, is just really awesome. Because I think if James had an inflexible teacher, he would just really struggle throughout the whole year. The last thing she suggests is to give the teacher a heads up if there's a big change in your house, or maybe if the child had a rough night the night before, if he or she didn't get a lot of sleep, just so the teacher can be extra prepared. I've been doing this for a long time with James's daycare and preschool teachers, and they've all said it's been super helpful. So I travel maybe 4 or 5 times a year, and I always let his teachers know it doesn't really affect them. James is still there at the same time. My husband will be home and drop him off, but it does kind of affect him and his mood. And so they really appreciate having that heads up. When our family dog died, I let the teachers know just any weird changes. Sometimes Phil has certain seasons where he works just a ton, and even though he comes home every night, James might not see him a lot, or if at all. And I let the teachers know, and I've gotten really great feedback because of that, because they like the heads up. I actually don't know James's teacher yet. They do it a little different at our school. Let me know if they do it this way at yours. But for the first 2 weeks, they kind of just all are together with the teachers, and the teachers kind of figure out who would be best in each classroom, which I really like, because I think certain teachers do better with certain kids. So I think I like that system. We'll see. But I'm excited to meet his teacher eventually and to work with him or her to hopefully help James have the best kindergarten year that he can. I'm really thankful to have my sister-in-law to help me navigate this. And I also think it's important just to start out on a positive note, on a good foot, to not be defensive, to realize again that we have the same goal. We all want our children to succeed, and working together is the best way to get that done. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks again to my sister-in-law for providing some recommendations. Leave a comment below about your experience with your first kindergarten teacher. Be sure to check out Tanya's video. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like the video. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Whatever your plans are, I hope you get them done. Bye, guys.
Ooh.